Hi there, and welcome to the first of Omega Talks About Blank, or Omega Talks About Blank. I should do it in the right direction. Still getting used to the laptop, excuse me. But, welcome to the first of this, hopefully, series of videos where I talk about what I think about things, and today we're going to be talking about Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days, which I had the recent, pleasure of playing. So I got my hands on it not too long ago, and I actually, in fact, just beat it last night. And I'm really in a discussion mood about it. So I thought I would do this video with you guys. So before I start, let me just get one thing clear. Okay, I think that the game as a whole is better than average. It's worth playing if you have a DS. And especially if you're a fan of Kingdom Hearts, by far, I shouldn't even have to tell you that if you're a fan of Kingdom Hearts. And I do not feel like I wasted my money at all. So, as a whole, I think the game is good. So, let me go ahead and set that straight, because now the rest of this video is probably just going to be nitpick, nitpick, nitpick. So, but yes, the game is good. There are lots of things that I liked about it. I liked I like the new level up system, the panel system. I kind of liked how they did that. I thought that it added a whole lot of like customization to your characters, and you can kind of make every character just sort of how you want to be. The multiplayer looks like it would be fun. I don't have any friends who have the game yet, so I haven't quite gotten to play it, but I could see how it could be fun playing with other people just from doing it by myself. And that's fun, and I don't really have much of a complaint with the graphics as far as DS capacity goes. Music, mostly the same, didn't have a problem with it. The voice acting I thought was pretty good. For some reason, I thought that like Riku's voice actor really outshone everybody else's in this game. I don't know why, but I don't think I had a complaint with any line that dude said. And I for some reason he just did so much better than everybody else. I think so anyway. I was a little put off that they replaced Hayden Panettiere. That kind of made me chuckle, but why? But now that it matters, anyways. So, on to actually what I did not like about it. Things that I did not enjoy. Namely, like my number one, nitpick would have to be the story. And to me, story in a game is probably just as important as gameplay is, to me. And I had a lot more nitpicks about the story than I really should have, and I wasn't quite sure how I felt about that. Not to say that it's bad, because there are good parts and there are bad parts, but I felt like it could have been done a whole lot better. Just for one thing, the story kind of focuses on Roxas and Axel, who are your organization people, and there's a new character, Xion, who's important too, and the game focuses mainly on their little trio. And not that I really have a problem with any of them, but I kind of thought that they should have expanded more on everybody else, especially characters who really don't get much characterization, which is most of them. I really felt like it could have focused more on the organization as a whole. I mean, you're seeing the story through the point of view of the bad guys. Okay, you should be able to come up with 4 story opportunities off the top of your head before you even have to think. And they kind of just passed up on a lot of them. They really had a lot of chances to make the organization better villains, I guess, more likable, more developed. I don't quite know exactly how to say it, but you know what I mean. They could have bettered them, and they really didn't. And that kind of irked me a little bit, because it's just I expected to come off of this game pitying Organization 13 and I really did not. They were all quite douchebags for the most part. Most of them. My ear itches. Sorry, I don't want to watch me scratch my ear. But anyway, so the story focuses on Roxas, Axel, and Xion. And not to say that, again, the story's bad. Like, there are a lot of good aspects that I liked about it, but then there's also a lot of not good aspects. I found it very hard to get attached to the trio because, like they always go off like spouting about, oh, we're best friends, yay, friendship is good, etc., etc. But like too much of it was spent, I think, on like Axel being like a douche, and he's like doing things that like goes against their friendship, I guess. And then Xion is either not there, or she's like being completely aloof and not really talking or doing anything besides standing there. I think like a quarter of her script is ... But and then Roxas is just kind of singing around going, what the crap, why is everybody not? Why is everybody the way they are? Why am I the way I am? Etc. And then, I don't know, it was hard for me to get attached to them when they're just doing that all the time. Not to say that there's a lot of good aspects. There's a lot of like good things that I really liked. Like Roxas and Xion have this like seashell thing that they do with each other in the beginning of the game that I thought was really, really sweet. And I really quite enjoyed Axel's frustration as he goes on, and he winds up kind of unleashing that frustration near the end, and what is by far the best cutscene in the game. And if you don't mind to be spoiled, I very much suggest that you go watch it because it is really good. And like the way that they push the aspect of like maybe nobodies are capable of feeling after all, but maybe they're not. Like they kind of push that a lot, and I really like that. And like there was good aspects and there were bad aspects. Like it worked sometimes, and it didn't work at the same time. And I mean, this is Square Enix. I mean, this is your forte, Square Enix. Plot is supposed to be one of the things that you do, and I don't know, I couldn't quite get into it. I will throw it to them that the ending was very, very well done. It did not make me cry though. And in one of the blog videos where I asked people like name video games that made you cry, I had a couple of people say that it either made them cry or they thought it was sad. And it was a little touching for sure, but I didn't cry. Madly man. But it was really, really, really well done. Like, with all the complaints about the story, because a lot of people will tell you about like the pacing is not good, and there really isn't a story until like the last 10 days. And in a way, I can kind of see that, but I think they ended it like the best way they possibly could. Like, I really, really liked how I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys, but they did a really good job, and I was really giddy, I guess, at the very end, after the quote-unquote last boss, and there's the last day that you get to play, and they set it up really, really well for Kingdom Hearts 2, and like there's a lot of like literal things that you can look at, then there's a lot of like symbolic things that you can go and you can infer on, and it was really well done, that's all I have to say. But one thing I do have to talk about, I could not get behind the ice cream symbolism. Like, okay, I get it. Honestly, I do. That, like they eat ice cream together pretty much every single day, and therefore the ice cream comes to represent like a symbol of their friendship as a whole. But pushing it in the player's face all the time just is not a good way to do symbolism. Like, it just kind of came off as dumb to me. Symbolism should be subtle. That's kind of the point. Atlas got it right. Square Enix, you can get it right. And there's also this thing with the winner popsicle stick that I thought was kind of lame a little bit. I couldn't really get behind that either because of how it starts off like kind of like a subplot point at the beginning of the game, and then it doesn't ever really get resolved until like the last cutscene almost. And I did not quite enjoy that, but the gameplay is good. Quite. The enemies were a little bit repetitive, I think. A lot of them were just recolors with a different name and a lot more HP. Some of the enemies took a while to kill, unless you just like specifically built a character around killing this enemy. But it wasn't really that hard. Like once you had an enemy's patterns down, you usually could not lose. And there was not really a situation that couldn't be solved by overstocking on like high potions and curagas or cures or curas, whatever, or spamming your limit break, one or the other. And that's just kind of it. I think I'm kind of running out of time, so that is my thoughts on Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days. Let me know what you think.